Welcome back to Where Foxes Walk. 20 minutes of Leicester City chat. Hope you are well. Are we heading to League One? Points deductions and that loss at Birmingham City. Where is your head at? If you're as angry and frustrated as most Leicester City fans, you're in good company this week. We've got Paul, Jim, Ash, and Matty, who are absolutely raging at what they watched, of course, at St Andrews. This particular post summed it up absolutely brilliantly. Fox50 says 3 defeats in a row. The board has had 2 weeks now to appoint a permanent manager, and the players are still making brain-dead decisions like Ricardo and Bobby. I'm sorry, but this is going to end in relegation to League One. Disgusting performance. They are not fit to wear the shirt. Do you agree? Let's find out. Welcome back, Paul. Hope you're well. These players aren't fit to wear the shirt. Are they correct?
I think it's a bit harsh. The players pre-transfer window probably weren't, to be fair. But I think both games that Andy King's had, we've had red cards early on, which have just finished us off. And actually, to be honest, I think we gave it a good go on Saturday, considering we had 10 men. The Leicester of earlier in the season would have folded and let in a lot more. So I think it's really difficult to judge, and I actually think they did give it a bit of a good go. So it's not totally negative for me this week.
Okay. Jim, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I thought until the red card, apart from the silly mistake from Ricardo, I thought the game was okay. It was in the balance. And then, the Cordova makes a stupid rash decision, and again, we're down to 10 men. So, unfortunately, I think that some of the players don't deserve to wear the shirt, but it's hard to argue that all of them don't. I mean, it's just, I don't know at the minute. My head's all over the place with it at the minute, so...
Ash, do you feel a bit sorry for King Gaming Club Legend? Do these players not disrespectful?
Yeah, it's hard not to feel sorry for him because, it can put... I think he got the team quite spot on, really, yesterday. He dropped Jakub. I think that was a good decision. And it can't help what's going on the pitch. I mean, how could he know that Ricardo was going to dilly-dally on the ball and get it took off him? And then how can you can't legislate what Bobby Reid did? Yes, it probably was a soft red card, but he's gave this referee a decision to make, and then we're back to the wall again, and the game was pretty much, gone. So yeah, you do feel sorry for him, but the players are throwing him under the bus like they're doing all the rest of the managers, I suppose.
Cheers, Ash. Matty, welcome to the show. Grateful to have your company. I know you travel up and down the country. Supporting the Foxes. I'll get your opinion on this one from Jack. He says, the thing is, it's clearly obvious and very sad to see that when someone new takes charge, that you normally see a bit of a bounce back in positivity. I feel sorry for Kingy. He's a club legend who's been let down by players again who really could not give two you-know-whats about wearing the shirt. Is that poster right, Matty?
In a sense, yes, but I think the damage has already been done by the previous 3 or maybe 4 managers. In the sense of the players don't get on with them, and in my opinion, they're a manager, they're authority. At the end of the day, it's a job. If all of us go do that at our job, we get the boot, haven't we? We're going to get disciplined. So what gives them the right to give up?
Yeah.
Right. But I do feel sorry for King in the sense of he's just been thrown under the bus. He's just been given a team. Fix it.
There's no good news coming in. Cheers, Matty. Arctic J8 says things are going to get better. Well, Russell Martin is now the favourite for the job. Things are going to get worse. I mean, these players aren't going to perform for Kingy, Paul. They're definitely going to be very confused by Russell Martin football, aren't they?
Yeah, I think just on that previous tweet, I didn't. This is not a new manager bounce when you've got a caretaker manager. I don't expect that. I think the new manager bounce comes when you get a new manager. And Kingy's not had a proper game yet because we've had 10 men both games. And yeah, look, the list is pretty depressing when you look at who's linked to our club. But that's where we're at the moment, isn't it? When we're wanting the Lincoln manager because he's probably the best on there. It's not great, is it? But I mean, Russell Martin, look, when Enzo left, I actually would have took him then, because Enzo had set this club up to pass a football, and that was, the team was set up for that. And then we brought Steve Cooper in, and the total opposite, which was crazy. I wouldn't want Russell Martin now. I think he's kind of proved that wherever he goes, he's just not. It doesn't work.
Yeah, chaos. Cheers for that, Paul. Jim, this one here says, can we finally stop calling the so-called experienced players that are costing us week in, week out? Ricardo has passed it. Page is way better than BDCR. We're going down anyway, so I'd rather play a squad that cares. Yeah, are they right?
Yeah, without 100%. I mean, the players that we've got on the pitch at the minute, I just think they're what's the word? They're just accustomed to chaos, and it's never going to change as long as they are playing. You've got youth there that, like he said, are better than what we've got, but for some reason he just isn't using them. I'd have Page any day. Aluko, I'd play Aluko at right back rather than Ricardo. Ricardo's not been the same for years. De Cordova is okay on his day, but there's not enough of them days. You know, you've got the Ayus, the Dakas, you've got Skip's okay again, but is not someone who I could trust all the time in midfield. You need to start bringing the youth through who actually want to fight and want to play for the badge. Because I tweeted out yesterday, and I'll put my hand on my heart and I'll say it again, that I would take League One right now if it meant top Rudkin and 85 to 80% of them players left this club. And then we bring in a new manager, a new owners, new players that want to play for the club and bring the youth through. Because at the minute, there's no point, in my opinion, staying up, I want to, and then still keeping the same dross and adding maybe 2 or 3 players to it. You need to get rid of basically everyone at that club and start from scratch if you want to go anywhere.
Cheers, Jim. Ash, we did bring in some new faces, of course, on deadline day. Lascelles in particular, and couple of loans. How did you rate the business that the club did in the end?
I think Lascelles, if he stays fit, it was a no-brainer really, because his leadership skills are what's needed, and it's what's been lacking all season. And you don't be club captain of Newcastle if you've not got the minerals. So I think that was a good signing, but he's not played a lot of football. But if he stays fit, it'll be good. And I thought he'd done decent yesterday. He had a decent game. As for the rest, I'm not going to lie. I don't know much about Richards or Macassar. I've not really seen much of them, so it's hard to judge. But I do think we missed a trick not bringing in a striker, though, because Daka's not good enough. Ayu's not good enough. And I think Richards is a striker, but they brought him to play on the wing, which makes no sense whatsoever when we're struggling for goals. And then the lad from Southampton, Haribo, whatever his name is, he looked okay, but he didn't look match fit. And the Southampton fans are not too keen on him either. But, we can only judge him in a Leicester shirt. And, we need all the bodies we can get at the moment. But, yeah, I think it could have been a bit of a better window from us.
Yeah. Cheers, Ash. Matt, you're just on that same point. Do you agree? I've read so many fans this week saying we're disappointed with this window. It's a bit harsh, isn't it, to say that when you haven't, seen the new faces completely start to gel and get games yet?
Absolutely. We needed to bring reinforcements in, didn't we? But in my opinion, Aribo is in for Jordan James till he's recovered. Makusa for Aaron Ramsey till he's recovered. And then we've got the depth back again when them two come back. Absolutely on Ash, I agree with Ash. Play Richards up top. Why bring him in as a striker and then prefer him on the right wing? Daka and Ayu just simply aren't good enough for this club. And they haven't been. I don't know if we even bought Ayu, in my opinion. But the new signings, Aribo looked decent on the ball yesterday. I thought a bit of a silly yellow card to get early on as well. But he's not up to match fitness. It will come. It will come. I think he'll be all right for us. I think he'll be a lot of Leicester fans saying he's the same as Schumacher. I think he'll be just better than Schumacher. I think he'll show passion because he's on loan at the end of the day, isn't he? So he'll want to get time. He'll want to get the minutes.
Brilliant. Love the passion from all of you. Since we last spoke to you all last week as well, Paul, the points deduction finally has taken place and was with immediate effect as well. 6 in the end. It caused a lot of, I think, Forest fans, Everton fans, Blackburn, Charlton fans saying should have been more when you've got away with a lot. How did you see it?
Yeah, well, they're going to say that because they haven't got a clue what they're talking about, have they? At the end of the day, 6 points, I think, is fair. I think we as a fan base have been hammered for quite some time. It's good to get it out of the way now. And I think I said last week, and I've said to a lot of people, what a lot of other fans from other clubs don't understand is we didn't cheat anyone. We cheated ourselves. We were cheated. So Rudkin signed crap players on long contracts, giving them lots of money, which meant we couldn't sell them, which strangled us. So when we went down, we're left paying players 90, 80, 100 grand a week, and they're not even good enough, like Daka, for example, who's on 80 or 90 grand a week, whatever he earns, and they're not good enough to play for us now. So actually, the only people that have suffered are Leicester City. There was no benefit from us cheating PSR. Trust me, we had some pretty rubbish. Luke Thomas, 60 grand a week. 60 grand a week. He's got 1 foot and he can't defend. So, look, I'm happy. 6 points. It's gone. We can just move on now.
Okay. It has plunged you further, Jim, obviously, towards that relegation line. Is there any? I mean, do you talk to Leicester fans who are genuinely worried? I don't sense this fear online that I sense from Pompey fans and Rovers fans in terms of going down. You're not going down, are you? You're not going to League One. Let's have it right.
I honestly do believe we will go down. I can see Oxford and Blackburn, they will improve because they've got the capability of improving. We've got players that just don't seem to care, don't seem to want to actually play for the club. They're just there for a payday, which, for them, it's a job. We get relegated, they'll just go to another club. They don't care. They're just there to earn money. So, end of the day, Blackburn and Oxford are showing signs, especially Oxford at the minute, are showing signs of that they could scrap it out. We haven't got that scrappiness in us. We've just got, we fold at the first sign of pressure. We let an early goal in and they'll 2 and we can't get back. So I do honestly fear that we will go down. And my dad says the same. I mean, we've been down in League One before, but I think if we go down this time, it'll be a long way back. It won't just be a quick return like when we went down last time. But I don't think we've got the pit bull in us to actually grind this out. And we've got 15 games left. And I think I tweeted we need 6 wins to hit 50 points, which is over the last 5 years, I think the average is about 46 points to stay up, 45, something like that. 50, you're looking at guaranteed to stay up. So we need to find 6 wins or 18 points out of 15 games. And honestly, I can't see us getting 1 win because I just can't see where it's coming from. There's no positivity. There's no improvements. There's nothing there that makes me think, yeah, we'll be okay. I really can't see it.
Okay. I mean, I'll take a wager with you that you don't go down. And that's because I talk to Blackburn fans and Oxford fans who tell me just how tragic their sides are, especially Blackburn at the moment. They are heading nowhere but League One. Ash, do you agree with the Jim?
It's hard not to, really, because Jim's right. They're not showing any signs of improvement. If anything, they keep making the same mistake week in and week out. I feel like a broken record. Oh, the lights have gone off. What's going on there? See, that's a sign.
Dark times, yeah.
But yeah, hang on a minute. Sorry.
I'll let you go sort that out. Matty, what do you agree with, Jim?
50-50. On paper, the squad is far too good to go down. Absolutely on paper. The squad should be up there fighting with Coventry. But on the pitch, they're lackluster. They're lazy. They're walking around. There's no clue. There's what do they do at the training ground? What do they do at Seagrave? What are they doing? Like, there's no passion. There's no grit. There's no determination to get even a point. And the discipline. That's 4 yellow cards in the first half this year of the season. Like, that's not good enough. It isn't good enough. Like Aluko, I could kind of let off because he was brought in the deep end and he was very, very rusty. But Deckard over Reed yesterday, that was bad. With his Premier League experience, that was bad. It was a very soft red, but by the letter of the law, it was bad. But I don't want to go down. Of course, we don't want to go down. If we go down, it's everything that we deserve. And it's everything that Top deserves since his father has died, unfortunately. I had to say that, but it is. But I don't think we will. I think we'll grasp on.
Okay. Ash, you were saying?
Yeah, I just think the same mistakes are being made week in and week out. They don't seem to learn from them, and it's the senior players that are doing it. It's not the youth; it's the senior players that should be leading from example, and they're the ones that are like making schoolboy errors. And 25 clean sheet without a clean sheet is relegation stats. That is be all and end all. And the 6 point deduction is just another excuse for the hierarchy to use, really, because the 6 points is not why we are down near the relegation zone. It's because we've been playing like that all season. So, you know, it's just another smokescreen, the 6 point deduction.
Okay. Coming up next, Paul, a double header with old pals Southampton, promoted together, relegated together, and now you've got this weird, obviously, double fixture coming up. Presumably, listening to all of that, you would sooner beat them on Tuesday night than you would in the FA Cup. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't care about the FA Cup at all. A complete waste of time, and the sooner we're out of it, the better. We're gonna, even if we get past them, we're gonna meet somebody good who's gonna knock us out, and we don't need the extra games. We don't need to lose good players in games like that. So, we've got to win the games. I think what we've got to do is got to try and not lose away and try and win our home games. And I actually don't think we'll go down. I do think that actually everybody's right. The passion's not been there this season. Although in the last 2 games, I think there has. Well, Charlton there wasn't. You're right. But the last game yesterday, there was some passion. Lascelles added something. The team did try. They did care. The red card killed us off. So I think there's enough hope there. I think there's enough hope, especially with the new blood.
Okay. Fingers crossed for brighter things around the corner. Of course, this weekend is Valentine's Day when we play Southampton in the Cup. So we're also asking this week, who was the first Leicester City player that you fell in love with as a child? Or in particular, who's broken your heart the most in terms of when they've left the club? We know probably Vardy would be one that you'd throw in. Ash, can you remember the first player that you, as a young boy or even teenager, just loved in the blue and white?
Yeah, mine was Muzzy Is It for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Muzzy Is It was my favourite. You know, he was the most skillful we had in the team at that Martin O'Neill years. And yeah, he liked to score a screamer as well. So yeah, he was my one.
Good. Jim, you got one?
I liked, obviously, when I was a kid, I didn't really follow them, but the first player that really caught my attention was probably Matty Fryatt. When he joined us from, I think was it Warsaw, I think, or something like that. He was with us for a few years, but he's finishing and the way he just put himself around on the pitch, I always liked him. And Paul Gallagher was another one that I used to like as well. He's a thunderbolt of free kicks and penalties, and he has attitude as well.
Good shot, Cease. Paul?
It's got to be Steve Walsh. He's Mr. Leicester City. If only we had a team of Steve Walshes now, we wouldn't be anywhere near the bottom. We might have a few more red cards, but we wouldn't be near the bottom of the league. But yeah, he's the main man.
Okay. Matty, sorry to drop this on you as a surprise, but yeah, do you have a player that you remember instantly falling in love with?
But obviously where I live, I grew up with him, is Trevor. I used to kick about with him and his brother playing football on the green. So as soon as he signed, I was like, yeah. And obviously the heartbreak. Everyone's Vardy. Vardy's been amazing, but mine was Kante.
Okay, yeah.
Mine was Kante. He was the glue to that lead.
Oh. just at the important moment.
It's going well.
He was the clue. I think we got the main gist of that. Right. First of all, thank you so much for watching this week. I know there's lots of other Leicester podcasts we know that go on for 50 and 60 minutes. This is, if you can squeeze 20 minutes of your time just to sit and listen to us each week, we'd be very, very grateful. Next week, we're going to continue with our A to Z of Leicester City players. We're up to letter N, Jim, I think, aren't we, if I remember rightly? So next week we're looking for your best ever Leicester City player with the surname beginning with N, and we want to read some of these in the comments. So let us know for that. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Matty, wherever you've gone. We will catch you next week. Thanks so much for watching. fingers crossed against Southampton on Tuesday night by the time you watch this, and of course in the FA Cup at the weekend. Thanks for watching.